Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're here for another episode of our full shop challenge here on Hobo's Hollow, a 4X map, where we are trying to own every single field here, farm all of them, every single crop, and own every single piece of machinery and equipment in the shop, as well as do every single production chain in the game of Farming Simulator 22. We're starting out today by getting some water for our greenhouses. As you can see, they've got quite a bit of produce sitting out in front of them. We're going to get those cleared off as well. And we will be moving forward to harvest our sorghum. We've got a field here, field 4, as well as in the bottom left you can see field 1. Maybe it's better if I show you here, field 1. We're going to be getting that sorghum harvested and off the fields. And then we will also be potentially moving forward to plant something new on our field of corn that we harvested last episode. Our combine is sitting there just waiting for us to be ready to harvest the sorghum. We do own a flour mill where we turn grain into flour, and we're going to need to move some of that flour to our bakery, which we also own, which has been making bread very well. We do have quite a bit of bread there. Our trailer is currently at the bakery. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We're going to have to move it down towards the grain mill to load it up with flour and take it back to the bakery, so the bakery can continue to produce bread. We do have quite a bit of crops in our storage that we're going to be selling during the winter. We are looking a little rough at $4,000 right now, but we can hopefully get up to something more manageable when we start to sell stuff. Just gonna use this river here to fill up the water, and I believe this is going to take 2 trips to get them filled up, and they won't be fully filled, just like, I don't know, 7/8 filled. They'll have 18,000 liters of water out of the 20,000 that they have maximum. Here's our grain mill. Got quite a bit of flour sitting here waiting for the trailer. I might need to get a second one, and then I'm going to go up here to our bakery. Oh, that's right, I spawned inside of it. Okay, here's our bakery. You can see our trailer's just sitting there, empty. We have a lot of bread sitting here waiting to be sold, and that sells highest in January, so that's what we're waiting for. Okay, let's get this guy back to the farm. I'm not sure quite how much money we're going to make during the winter. Depending on how much it is, we may be able to buy a larger harvester, or at least a second harvester. That is probably the thing that takes the most time out of all 3 kind of main things. You plant the crops, which involves potentially cultivating, then planting. But then I would say field prep is another main item, and that could include spreading lime, spraying off the weeds, that type of thing, and then harvest is the other one. And that definitely takes the most time out of the 3 of those, I would say. So having another harvester would definitely speed things up, but more land is always helpful. I do kind of want to try buying them in order because we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I could buy field 5 for $230,000 if we do get enough money. We don't have a loan hanging over our heads or anything, so all our money is pretty much money. It won't be tied up in anything necessarily. Kind of an open book right now in terms of where we want to go and what we want to do. We do own a couple of production chains, so we're already going to be making good money on the crops that we have, because if you sell them as bulk crops, you're not getting the most for your money. You could sell them as a product, and that will generate more income. So production chains do pay for themselves after a long while. According to the time-saving stock check mod, I have $432,000 of possible income, which basically just takes the highest possible price I can get for all of my crops that I have stored and adds them up together. Realistically, I'm probably going to make around 380 to 400,000, so not quite the full 430,000, and that's just because the crops don't always reach their maximum price. Sometimes they're a little over it, sometimes they're a little below it, so it'll average out to probably be just below the 430,000 it thinks I can get. We are also going to have the sorghum, but I'm not going to be selling all of that. I'll have to figure out how much I want to sell of it, because sorghum can be put in our flour mill and turned into flour. As it is, I have a lot of extra flour, and I still have quite a bit of wheat still in the flour mill, so I'm not sure if I want to put a lot of the sorghum in there. I'll just probably have to think on it to decide how much I want to put in there, but yeah, no need to figure that out. We haven't even started harvest yet. Let's try not to drown the tractor. I'm going to get this second tanker in the other greenhouse, and then we will be moving on towards October for our sorghum harvest. Okay, well, it's October now, so it is the month of the great sorghum harvest. As you can see, got a big old field here, field 1, full of golden brown, ready for harvest sorghum, swaying gently in the wind. Got our straw bales here, and our straw carrier. That's going to be selling our straw here in a couple of months. And this is the cornfield we just harvested. While I was sleeping through the night, I did remember... Okay, it looks like our combine's going to be fine. I wanted to check the fuel levels to make sure it was going to be okay, because it very easily could have been low on fuel. So it's a good thing that it is not low on fuel, and I'm cleared to begin harvest. I'm going to be using just about every tractor, all hands on deck for this. We've got the 4755 here. It's going to be carting the header around. Of course, we got the Fendt 936 Vario, which is going to be carting the grain from the harvester to our storage or to the grain mill, depending on where we decide to go with it. Here's our other field of sorghum, also ready for harvest, so that's good. I definitely want to be moving pretty quickly through the years, just so we can progress forward faster. And it makes a little bit more engaging content for you guys, I imagine. Alright. Let's get her unfolded. And this game is a lot easier than reality to hook up. You just press the button A, and the header kind of teleports towards your combine's thresher housing. It is not incredibly difficult in reality, but it is more so than the game would make it seem. Alright, there we go. Rocking 6 miles an hour, also not the most realistic, but hey, this is a video game, it is not real life. It's a pretty darn good video game. I do enjoy it. I didn't actually prepare the soil with lime this time, so it is a good lime reading. The pH values are good, but not perfect, so the yield is probably going to be a little bit down in terms of the percentage of optimal yield. But that's okay, we're still going to get a decent yield off the field, and in some areas of the field are probably going to be the same as what they were last time. But if you see a little bit of a worse color, that's what that is, simply because we didn't fully work the field this rotation. And this is double cropping too. This was planted a few months ago. Our main crop was wheat, and that's what's in our grain mill right now. We did plant sorghum right after harvesting the wheat, so I didn't necessarily want to take the time to spread lime for the second crop of the year. I feel like winter is a much better time for doing that type of field work and crop prep, so we will be doing that this winter, because this will be the second harvest on this land with the current amount of lime spreading and fertilizer and all that jazz. So yeah, I'm going to do a couple of end rows. This is a pretty big field, even though it may not look like it on the map. Let's have a go at that. This is the one we're working on. As you can see, it is not anywhere close to the biggest field on the map, but it's still got some pretty decent size, so that makes me very hopeful for the future. There's quite a bit of land on this map. It is a 4x map, which means it's 4 times the size of a base game map. And my reasoning for that is, of course, if I'm going to be owning and operating every single piece of equipment and implement in the game, I'm going to need quite a bit of land just to store it, let alone to use it. Yeah, getting a lovely hopper full of this golden brown red type look. Actually, I think this is going to be 1080p, so you may not be able to see it the best. It's a decent texture, but it is a texture. It'd be cool if the game could have actual dynamic crops and ground, but that would be very taxing on the systems, the current systems even, so anywho. And we're 80% full, so I'm gonna have to hop in the Fent and get the trailer down here quickly. I think I can assign a worker on the way back up the field, and I'll just have to grab the Fent and bring it up there real quick. I don't remember if it's perfectly straight or not. It looks pretty straight. Let's try it out. Alright, worker is hired. I'm in the Fent. Let's go race down there and see if we can catch him before he stops. That's pretty good yield, though. It is very good to be full before we get to an entire end row done. Ah, we didn't make it. He's full. That is a shame. Let's get her turned around. Dump in there. And it is a new month, so I need to check on all my stuff. We don't have any animals yet. That's a pretty nice tractor there. Bunch of harvesting contracts too. Okay, in terms of the bakery, we've got 26,000 liters of flour waiting to be turned into bread. The grain mill still has 72,000 liters of wheat, and the flour is up to 6,000 liters, which means where the flour actually spawns is full. So we're gonna have to move that. And then the greenhouses, still pretty full on water, and they've got plenty of room for more crops, or more produce to spawn in, so we don't necessarily have to move that right now. Very good. May not look like much, but we have got our first full load here, or very close to it, in the trailer. We're unloading just about every time that the harvester is going this direction. We've got 95%, and you can see there the dumb worker hit my bales that I had stacked, so now they're in a pile. I'm going to do another row or two here on this side, just so they stop hitting my bales. Probably just until the bales are done, because that's ridiculous. It's kind of annoying that the worker can't identify that there's bales there, but nothing I can really do about that. I'm going to take this first load for sure, is going to the grain mill. Or maybe I should take the first load or two to my storages and let the rest of it just go to the grain mill and be produced into flour. I don't know. I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll take a load or 2 or 3 to my storages, and then the rest can go in the grain mill. And then I'll probably do a big canola planting. I want to do canola, so I may even do this field that I'm on right now and that field, those fields there, that kind of L pattern that was corn. I could do that as canola as well, so all of my fields as canola. That would be pretty cool. And it would be all straight income because the only thing you can make, or maybe the only thing you can make with canola is canola oil. So maybe I could buy the canola or the oil processing plant if I have enough money and then make a bunch of canola oil. Who knows? Okay. The first load, though, is going to my farm silos. And I think sorghum is ready to sell in either December or January. I think it's January is at its highest. Yes, January is up at the top. December is pretty close, though. It is currently pretty good, honestly. 1,343 is the best price. So if I wanted to sell it straight up right now, I could. If I have a little bit, like half a trailer left, I may take that and sell it. Just to get a little bit of a cash boost so I don't go negative, because I don't want to go negative. Who knows? We'll see. I can't forget to move that produce. Or maybe I can. Yeah, there's plenty of room, actually. What I can't forget to do is take the pallet trailer. It's at the bakery right now. Take that down to the grain mill and get those flour pallets out of there, because there's way too many of them just sitting there doing nothing. Combine was pretty close to being full. It only holds 10,500 liters. Probably about a quarter of the way done with the field, maybe a third. And honestly, the yield on the map isn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's pretty close to what this was. It's not exactly as high, but the difference in the yield is not near as much as I thought it was going to be, so that's pretty comforting. But yeah, as I said, I'll keep going on this and check in with you guys later. We've been going strong in the field and we're well over halfway done. We can now switch to unloading him every other time because the soil quality has dropped off pretty severely. There's no more green. This green used to be most of the lane. Now it's more like yellow and red all the way up and down. So let's get this guy unloaded and then we will be probably, honestly, I'll switch. So we've got the John Deere 4755 over there on the header trailer. Just beyond those bales you can see. I'm going to put him on this trailer here so he can cart for the combine. And then I'll take this Fendt that I'm in right now up to the store, well, near the store to the bakery where we've got our pallet trailer. And I'll use the pallet trailer to get a bunch of flour because it is racking up insanely fast. Have I? No, that's right. I put the first load into my storages. That's correct. Let's see if we can back this guy out of here half decently. Oh, look at me go. Wow. That is impressive, if I do say so myself, and believe me, I do. Let's get that guy closed up. Oh, I definitely just pulled out in front of somebody. Don't even remember what I was saying. Right, exponentially. It'll be slow until we can get a large amount of land and big equipment, and then once we have that big equipment, we'll start making more money in the same amount of time. And then the idea is the more equipment we get, the more land we have, the faster we're making money. But there gets to be a certain point where you have too much equipment, where it kind of slows you down. You kind of hit a plateau where there's only so much you can be doing. You can only have like 3 or 4 combines running easily with one person without course play and all that jazz. And I don't have it installed right now on this gameplay, this playthrough, but it will most likely be implemented at some point. I have GPS, but in order for that to work, you have to be in the vehicle, so I will be getting into course play at some point, simply because I'm going to have like 100 tractors, and I can't be in them doing all of that at once. So that'll be interesting. And I imagine we'll probably switch to auto-loading as well. I've never really done auto-loading in this game, but just the sheer scope of how much time I'm going to have to spend planting, just like tending the fields, honestly, is going to take away from my time to do stuff like this, loading a trailer full of flour. There's just not really going to be time for that anymore once I get to a certain point, so I'm going to enjoy it now, and then once it gets to be where I just can't do the stuff like this, the simple things, then we might look into autoplay or auto load. We might look into course play, stuff like that. I've blabbered on long enough for us to get to the store, or I call everything the store, what the heck, the grain mill. I don't remember which way this opened it up, so let's just see. Fantastic. We'll pull in here and try to get it kind of straight. And of course now he's almost full, so let's hop in the 4755 quick. And I'm gonna have to stop him before he gets to the end. Matter of fact, let's just do it now. Just so he doesn't try and turn around and then his arm would be on the wrong side of the crop. He's already like 85% full, so. It's a wonderful tractor. Yeah, it's probably a little small for this trailer, but it's got duals. That means it has more power. Just kidding. Okay. Well, actually, I'm gonna forget to get that combine running again if I don't sit in it. We very nearly got our second trailer full of sorghum. Is that our third? It is. This will be our third trailer full of sorghum. So this will be... Well, honestly, I think I'm going to take this one to the grain mill. We don't have a ton left in the field, to be frankly honest. There's maybe 2 more trailer fulls, so that won't go very far. Let's get those beacons off. And then I'm going to painstakingly load as many of these things in that trailer as I can. I will not make you watch it because I've done that. I think I've loaded them up twice on camera, so I'd say that's probably good for a while. So I'm going to get on it really quick. And I may have to stack them like 2 or 3 tall. I don't think I've stacked them up yet, but this time we just got so many of them that's stored in, or that's spawned in, so it's going to be necessary. Man, I tell you I'm not going to show you, and then I show you. I'm just going to show you the first ones. How's that sound? Okay. Yeah, so I'll be doing that, and the harvester will be keeping on in the field. I don't want to say he'll get done, because I don't know if he will. I mean, obviously he'll fill up before he gets done. I don't know if he'll be able to finish the field before the trailer gets full a second time, because I have to take the trailer to the home farm as well. We'll do all that, and you get to, I mean, you got it made. You don't have to sit here for 20 minutes and load these pallets up. You just, it's going to be like half a second. Just going to be a little bloop, and then it's done. See, just like this. Bloop. See? It's all done. Isn't that crazy how that works? There is still quite a few pallets over there, but as I was stacking these in here, it started to get a little iffy. There is a problem with this game where pallets, if you have too many of them in a certain area, they'll kind of like jumble against each other and shake around, and you could be in danger of the entire like contents of the trailer basically like spilling out or like floating up. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens, weird glitches that happen when you have a lot of pallets right next to each other, and I have 42 of them in here. Additionally, they all weigh a ton, so not literal ton, but a lot. They weigh a lot. So yeah, when there's a ton of them in there, again, not a literal ton, a figurative ton, when there's a lot of them in there, and they're bouncing around, you can have some issues. So I didn't want to put literally all of them in there. There's probably another 20 or 30 pallets left. So yeah, we'll just take those in a different trailer. These ones that I have, these 42 pallets, they won't even fit in the bakery, so I've got too much. I'll just park the trailer on the unload trigger, and then as it uses up flour to make bread, it'll just take more flour from the trailer. So that's the ideal way of doing it, I think. Man, my fuel's getting low for this. I've only used it about 9 hours. Which in terms of farming simulator, I guess is a decent amount, but in real life you do 9 hours every day with your farm equipment if it's good weather and stuff. And at least for a combine, you know, you probably have to refill that thing just about every day, but a tractor you can go a few days without filling it up, so I guess it depends on the fuel economy of your tractor and your combine. I'm sure there's combines that can go a couple of days without needing a refill, but it'd be good to get a semi. Let's have a look at that. I don't think I'll be buying any one of these anytime soon, but just something like this. Good looking semi. Could get with this one, the FH16. Just because 39 miles an hour is fast, but 50 miles an hour is faster. Plus, it doesn't make me use one of my only workhorse tractors. This is by far my biggest tractor. This is the only one that can properly seed my crops. This is the only one that can properly pull the trailer on the road when I'm carting for harvest. Alright, let's get these puppies in here. It's really weird. Once they stand up on their sides like this one here, let me go and show you. Hey bro, what's up? Once they stand on their sides, like, you can't use them. I'm not using super strength. This is just light enough that I can pick it up. See? Can't pick those up. I'm trying, but it's not letting me. I'm going to try not to run over this guy or his... Oh, I just hit the chair. Oops. I'm gonna hit the tables. Although, you know, usually I turn where the guy is, but I don't want to kill him. Oh my gosh, did all of that fit in there? I was expecting it to be half full still. That's crazy. So yeah, not much flour left over. I will go ahead and park that there. And let me make sure the back pallets have gotten... Yep, okay, so... Can I even move those guys? Well, I can move these guys because they're really light. Can I move these ones? No way. How heavy are they? 100 kilograms. This guy's jacked. That's not even super strength. 100 kilograms is like what? 220 pounds or something like that? I don't know. I'm American. I don't know. Give me freedom units or give me death. That's maybe a little extreme. I don't know what that would be. I just know kilograms are heavier than pounds. Alright. Now that I've made any metric system users angry, let's go ahead and finish off the harvest. The worker left a tiny little strip. I think I can get it without unloading though, so we'll do it. And of course, as you can see on that mini-map down there, it's leaving a strip of red because it's only getting the yield for this, like, 6 feet of width. But it's applying the yield for the whole head, making it think that the yield is terrible in this part of the field, which leaves an annoying red strip in my field. It's very frustrating. But it is unavoidable, and if you do that, like, my harvester would be reading a very low yield right now. Like, there's no real way for you to avoid doing that. It's just kind of the way things are. It's not that it's unrealistic on Farming Simulator's part, but it's just a little something that I find annoying. One thing I don't find annoying is another full trailer of grain, because that means more money. I hope we can fit all this in here. I think we can, but I'm not sure. Money's something that I am quite short on right now. A little over $2,000. In a couple of short months, though, I will be selling a lot of things. Like, if we go and check the time-saving stock check, I have $500,000 of materials. Granted, I'm not selling a lot of them. Like the flour, that's $40,000 I'm not getting because it's being used to turn into bread. But yeah, $100,000 of sorghum, and that's two full trailers there. I'm not selling the canola, so that's $12,000 gone. I'll get $190,000 from the corn and sorghum. Again, these are rough estimates. The price that they sell for may not be the max price. It's just taking the max price here, which is the highest it was last year, and multiplying it by the amount that we have to get that number. The best price, or the price that I sell at, could be higher or lower than this price. So I could make anywhere from like $95,000 to $115,000, depending on what the price is at. But again, it's rough. So about $195,000 from the corn and the sorghum, plus $90,000 from the straw. So that'd be what, $235,000? No, gosh, that was terrible math. 195 plus 90, about $285,000. We've got $110,000, so that's $395,000 right there. But we're gonna keep making bread, so, and then you add in the greenhouse's prices, and again, those are going to keep producing as well, so we could be looking at $400,000, $450,000. It's pretty solid money right there. I do not remember. Oh, I still have that other tiny field of sorghum too, don't I? I thought I was done. Yeah, that little guy up there still needs to be harvested. Well, shoot. I better get on that. A quick jump cut to the field. Getting the header on. And this is going to take no time flat, because it's a very small field. Even though it doesn't make a lot of money, it still makes some, so it's, at this point, it is still worth my time to harvest this thing. There will be a point in time where it's more valuable to me as the land underneath it than it is as a field, so when that day comes, whether it's for like a sheep pasture or maybe a production building Maybe some money generators like solar panels or wind turbines. Wouldn't be a bad spot for a wind turbine. Some solar panels, maybe a little solar field to make me some money. Everything and anything is a possibility. I gotta say, I am really excited for the new premium expansion. Comes out, I believe, I don't want to get this wrong, November 13th. I'm not sure, but that day is edging ever closer, and my plans as of right now are to kind of keep on doing the full shop challenge for sure. I have another playthrough on my series, or on my channel. Not sure how much you guys know about this, but I do have something called Texas Rancher, which has been a time-lapse series on the Big Flats, Texas map. And I've always kind of wanted to, or very recently I've wanted to switch that to a live-action play, kind of like this, where, you know, I'm talking the gameplay instead of just catchy music and speeding it up as a time-lapse. So I'll probably just continue that on. I don't know if we're on episode 8 or 9 or whatever with that, but just continuing that series on, and trying to find a natural breaking point, and then we'll get to hopefully end right around the time the premium expansion comes out, so I can play that right away. I kind of started that with the Platinum expansion last year, the Silver Run Forestry map. I only did 4 episodes, so, and it was all time-lapse, because I don't even know if I had a microphone at that point in time. But yeah, I definitely want to transition into more of a live-action gameplay. Doesn't get as many views, but it's more fun, honestly, when I have the time for it. Hopefully it's pretty entertaining for you guys as well. But yeah, that's what the plans are as of now. Keep doing this one. The only time-lapse series that I think I want to keep around forever, just because of the success it has and the consistent numbers it does, is the Mega Farm Challenge. Kind of started with $100,000 and some small machinery, and trying to grow it into a mega farm. And it's a map. It's called Wastelands, and there's basically nothing on the map except for a couple of concentrated areas. There's a little farm area you start out in, and there's like a little town area with a bunch of productions on it, some vineyards and orchards here and there, and the rest of it is just grassland that you have to kind of get out there and tame. The wastelands is the idea behind the map, and I thought that was really cool. So yeah, I did that, and to this day, the first episode in that series is my most viewed video at 50,000 views, very nearly. It's 49,000 and change, but yeah, blows me away. So I don't think that's going anywhere. Plus, you know, I have good ideas for that. It just seems to do well, and I enjoy it, so I think that one will stay on. But then, yeah, as I said, want to change Texas Rancher to live action and kind of end that hopefully pretty naturally around when the premium expansion comes out. You guys can feel free to leave me a comment if you want to about some other ideas if you've got them, whether that be for some maps to play or some different series to try, or just let me know what you thought about the video. It's greatly appreciated. We are just about done here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this grain. To be honest, it's more than I thought it would be. We've almost got a full hopper from this, but I can just about guarantee it's not going to fit in this trailer. I don't remember how much it fits. Let's have a look. Yeah, 33,600. Gosh, that's a bad place to be in. How many do we have here? Man, I don't know. The idea is I wanted to have a pretty good number in my storages at home so that, you know, the trailers I do take are full. So I don't have to take, like, you know, because this is a 4X map. I could have to drive, like, for like 5 to 10 minutes to get to where I'm selling the grain. I don't want to drive 5 minutes if I've just got 8,000 liters in the trailer, you know? So I think I'm going to dump like half of this trailer at the grain mill. And then I'll just, because I have to take the trailer back home anyways. So when I take the trailer back home, I'll just dump the combine, the combine hopper into it, and that way it'll be like around 25,000 liters or 22,000 liters, which is, you know, a pretty full trailer. So I'm good with that. That's what I'll do. But you guys don't need to see any of that. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the video there for now. Feel free to tune in next time. We're going to be spreading lime on the fields and seeding canola, among other things. Hopefully we'll be selling some of our hard-earned profits to make some solid money and buying something interesting. So, yeah. Feel free to check in a couple of days for that. Let me know what you think about the series, and feel free to give it a like if you'd like to. And, of course, if you subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Peace.